My name is John Delutro. I was born and raised on Mulberry Street, and I'm still here 61 years later. I'm the manager of Caffe Palermo. I'm known as the Cannoli King. I make cannolis. I've been doing it for 42 years in the same location. But there's times I can be outside my store, sitting down the whole day. I won't see nobody I know. Oh, it was great growing up. We never had locks on our doors. We slept on fire escapes. Our grandmothers and mothers stood by the building to 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning, nobody bothering them. It was a great, great neighborhood. It was one big, happy family. I can't describe it better than that. Everybody knew everybody. And don't forget, Little Italy years ago, which was much, much bigger than it is today. I mean, the boundaries of Little Italy come from Ward Street to Houston to Broadway to the Bowery. Today, all those areas are called Chinatown, Soho, NoHo, Delutro, and Little Italy. The Little Italy really got shrunk. It's only about 3 blocks long today. Times changed. This wasn't a tourist neighborhood when I was a kid. There were a handful of restaurants. There was a Gratazora. There was Marbona, Villa Penza. A lot of business today. Marconi's. Angelo's is still there. The original Angelo. Paolucci's out of business. There was maybe about 6, 7 restaurants when I was a kid growing up that were actually on Mulberry Street. There weren't these cheesy restaurants out here today. The rent is outrageous around here. They $30,000, $40,000 a month. And that's what's happening. You see, all these rents started on the west side. They came east. If you walk down Soho, down Prince Street, down Spring Street, you'll see a lot of empty stores today. The meatpacking district took a lot away, and now they're coming east. Now, the mom and pop stores like myself, okay, who have little businesses, are not going to last here much longer because we can't afford to pay $30,000 a month rent because the tourists we get are not rich tourists. They're from they're from Italy, they're from Spain, they're from France. Whenever the dollar's higher, they come here. So we have no more locals. There's a lot of history in this neighborhood. It's a good neighborhood. Still a great neighborhood, but it's not a neighborhood as family oriented. My next door neighbor, I don't know. Years ago, we knew the whole block. That's how it's changed, but it's still a great neighborhood. Well, they're nice people, educated people. They don't bother nobody. You talk about the yuppies, they call them yuppies. Yeah, I tell you, a lot of these young kids, they pay a lot of rent around here. They pay $3,000, $4,000 a month rent. All these kids go to NYU, their parents, they throw them out of the house, they rent them an apartment, and that's it. Parents, pay the bills. They come from rich families. But eventually, it's got to put a cap on it. It's a little ridiculous. There's a gentleman on this block that I live on here that pays $7,000 a month rent. And at nighttime, where's he look out? He looks out the garbage trucks and 4-legged rats running around. What kind of living is that? What kind of mortgage you could have for $7,000 a month? What kind of house you could have? A mansion. There's nobody hanging out in corners no more. There's no more kids in the neighborhood. The only time I see people at burials, somebody dies in the neighborhood, everybody comes back to the funeral, and they come for coffee. Or during the Feast of St. Gennaro. The only spot they come to is Caffe Palermo because I'm the only one left in the neighborhood that owns a business. That family owns the business. So I'll see people that I went to school with, kids I grew up with, they come and they see me for the feast. Otherwise, I don't see nobody. The feast changed. When the city took over the feast, and I don't know why they did, but when the city took over the feast, I would say they ruined it, but they took a little nostalgia away from it. They made it an international fair. It's not an Italian festival. When I was a kid, every stand was Italian. Not that I'm prejudiced against any nationality, but it's an Italian festival. It should have been kept all Italian. Today, you walk down the block, you see shish kebab, you see all types of different Chinese food. I mean, it's like me taking Caffe Palermo and opening in Chinatown. Are the Chinese going to buy my cannolis? No. But it became a big fair, and that's what the city did. It's all about money. When it comes to a dollar, the city's there. I could see the feast eventually stopping because all these store owners who are paying big money, rents for clothing designers, all these fashion stores, they're paying big money. Their clientele don't come down for 10 days. So they lose a lot of money. And they're paying high rents. And the clientele for the feast are changing too because we don't have that many Italians that come out to the feast either no more. My oldest daughter's 38, and I have a grandson, 5 years old. He don't even like coming here. My second marriage, I have a daughter, 14 years old, and she hates coming to Little Italy. So what does that tell you? I hope I'm around to see it. But then again, I might see it because I'm only 61. I believe personally, within 10 years, there'd be no more Little Italy. It'd be gone. The yuppies be here. There'd be no Lita, Solita, whatever you want to call it. Landlords or whoever owns the building around here is going to be lucky. The people who don't own their buildings, there's stores, whoever, like myself, my family are going to be here because the rents will be too high for me to pay. People who don't own their apartments are going to be let go. I'm the last generation. After me, there's no more Mulberry Street.